Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to play Transformers Reactivate? Well, we've got some interesting details for you. We're going to be doing a full ultimate breakdown of Transformers Reactivate announcement trailer, as well as sharing my theories among talking about the closed beta test in 2023. All right, guys. I hope you all enjoy. I hope I can share and clarify some things about Transformers Reactivate, maybe share some confirmed characters along the way, and of course, talk more about the game. All right, let's check it out. Welcome everyone, I am RoboGamer1HD. For those who do not know me, I am a long-standing community member of the Transformers community for maybe over a decade or so, I'd say. Pretty much I've been playing the game since Transformers the movie game, the very first game that came out for the Michael Bay films. So I've been around since then, making video content, maybe not for this channel, but a previous channel that I had. And more recently coming back with Transformers content again for my channel here. So guys, yeah, I've been around for quite a while, but moving on, I just wanted to say that a big and special thank you to all of you who have been following me and who have been subscribing to my channel, not only through YouTube, but like through Twitter, through YouTube, some of you through Twitch as well. Not that I use my Twitch a lot currently, but the two main social medias right now would probably be Twitter and YouTube at the moment. So a lot of things are going to be through live streaming through YouTube and making videos through YouTube. And of course, as you guys have seen, I've been making lots of posts on Twitter since. But guys, I'm super excited, super stoked for Transformers Reactivate, and I've been doing a lot of content covering this game for like roughly 2 years or so, and I've been following this game heavily since the time that it basically started the project back in 2017. So for those of you guys who do not know, I am a avid fan, not only for Transformers, but also following this project, and I'm super stoked and excited to see what this game has to offer. So guys, going up from there, if you guys want to know the latest up-to-date news, knowing all the information and content about this game, be sure to subscribe and support my channel, because you guys will get all the latest up-to-date news. Especially if you guys like the video, you guys will be able to share my videos further out there through not only the share links through your friends, but also liking the video and of course commenting down in the comment section down below. All right guys, so what we're about to jump into is talking about the closed beta test, storyline, clarifying some things, like I said before, about some of the misinformation that I see going around through various different content creators who haven't exactly done their research, unfortunately. Sharing some of those Easter eggs that have been now confirmed throughout the announcement trailer, and sharing my theory as to where this game could possibly be headed. And maybe I'll throw in some confirmed characters that will actually be in the game as well through in-game screenshots. So, guys, stick around. We've got lots of stuff to cover. Let's dive in. So the first thing that we're going to check out here is actually a little thing that I wanted to tease or talk about is for a little advertisement here. I wanted to talk about Transformers Re-Energized Community Discord. It is housing a category dedicated to Transformers Reactivate. We are constantly talking about the game daily and sharing our thoughts on it. It is absolutely insane how awesome the Transformers community has become through our Discord. We have about 9.5 people, or 9.6 actually now, and we are almost at 10,000 members in our community Discord, making it not only one of the biggest Transformers community Discords in the world, but also it's the biggest gaming community Discord out there as far as we know right now. But anyway, guys, if you guys wanted to join in on that, be sure to check that out. We also recently, I wanted to showcase this, is that one of the community managers from Splash Damage themselves, Pika Pies, has actually joined us in our community Discord. So We've already said our warm welcomes, but I wanted to say a big warm welcome once again. And of course, any other developers or any other Splash Damage employees that decide to come on in and join us, you guys are more than welcome. And one thing that I just wanted to touch on real quick before we get started is I wanted to say a big and special thank you. I have not only contacted you guys through email, but also I've contacted you guys through Discord, of course, and through seeing you guys through Twitter as well. Like a big thing I wanted to say a shout out to you guys for is the professionalism and of course the close-knit ties, and the way you guys have talked with the community is so on point, and it really is the best way to go about things. The way you guys have started to develop your relationship not only with the press but also with fans as well is just absolutely amazing. I've been talking about it with other people about how amazing Splash Damage has been with the community, and it is actually mind-numbingly awesome how cool it is to be able to talk with the developers, to be able to just share like comments and interact back and forth with the developers that are developing Transformers Reactivate. And it is just so cool seeing the interaction and the relationship between fans and the developers and community managers that are out there. You guys are absolutely awesome, and I just wanted to say a big and special thank you to all of you guys once again. All right, now let's get into today's topics. First, I'm going to start off with a theory, but not without talking about the leaked storyline details so far. So let's deep dive into the story that we know. The Aegis weapon could still be part of the game, but the story changed slightly from 2017 documents. The Aegis weapon is unknown if it's still in the game, but it could be the massive alien ship we see that lands in New York in the announcement trailer. It is also the same ship that housed what we currently know as the Swarm, according to Bumblebee's heads-up display from translations. However, we also know these enemies are the Legion, which we have confirmed on the official YouTube page for Transformers Reactivate, which also further confirms the leaked story details I shared before the announcement trailer ever went up. So, considering everything has been pretty well confirmed so far, I still believe that these are Quintessence's descendants, which I just mentioned as the Legion. Knowing that these are part of the Quintessence in some fashion, it doesn't rule out that Unicron is involved in some way, shape, or form down the road. But let's stick to what we officially know. In the trailer, our first character we see is Marcus Irving. Currently, he is an unknown character in the Transformers universe. I can only assume he's a new character in G1 history, or he's connected to a character within the G1 storyline. Next, we have to our left, Andrea Fairborn, also known as Marissa Fairborn's daughter. You can see the resemblance because Andrea's hair is also red, just like her mother in G1. What I can't figure out is who's the other character in the background working on the computer. I can only assume a possible relative to Delvin, like a daughter or sister, but I haven't been able to confirm who this character is just yet. One thing to note is the woman in the background working on the computer could be using Teletran 1 or a version of it. From menus and in-game screenshots, it would suggest that we are using Teletran 1 for crafting purposes, from weapons, skin designs, unlocking characters, leveling them up, and so much more. So, I believe this is what we are seeing in the background. It would also make sense for it to be Teletran 1 due to the fact that humans were able to revive a Transformer. Humans don't know Cybertronian as well per se. The best computer system to help them out with translations and how to repair an Autobot or Decepticon would be Teletran 1. So, that is my best theory regarding that portion of the trailer and insider information I have received so far. Another thing to note is about Shockwave is spotted when Bumblebee goes online officially at the end of the trailer. So, Shockwave may be acting like a helper for now with alternative intentions. So, out of the team so far, we can confirm Marissa Fairborn, Andrea Fairborn, Delvin, and Marcus Arving. That is the team we see in the announcement trailer so far on Transformers Reactivate, with, of course, the unknown person's name or the woman in the background working on the computer. Now, I have shared this in the Discord, but I'll share it here in this video as well. If you haven't noticed, the G1 TV show plays a massive role in this game. My theory currently is that Transformers Reactivate is a direct sequel to the G1 TV show. Otherwise, it is an alternative universe or reality, and even potentially a side story within the G1 TV show. If this is the case, I can only further speculate that Peter Cullen, among other voice actors from the TV show, would reprise their role for this game. Because why wouldn't they? It would be a big and massive opportunity for them to do so. It would not only make sense for this to happen, making this a killer game story that will knock the metal right off of our Transformers characters. Okay, moving forward. Let's now further decipher the Cybertronian text on the announcement trailer. Note, these are not finalized translations, as there have been many translations made throughout the community. I'm not sure who to credit exactly at this moment, but someone shared me with these among others. I'll try to credit later on, but this was because my translations weren't exactly fully complete when I went to grab these screenshots. So I'll try to do the crediting when I find the right person. The first shot we have is an unknown bot in the beginning, scanning with their heads-up display. As I mentioned before, it scans and figures out who Marcus is right off the bat. So it seems like this bot knows who the character or the human is right off the bat, as if they've known them before. The second screenshot has a bit more information. As mentioned previously, Andrea, or at least the woman we are claiming to be Andrea so far, was the most enthusiastic about reviving the bot.
And we're live.
Come on, big guy.
Sequencing at 17%, loading memory core now.
Well, of course, because she knew Bumblebee before the apocalypse. So, we are now claiming and assuming that the bot throughout this trailer is in fact Bumblebee, because throughout the trailer you will see Ratchet, Ironhide, and we assume Bumblebee, as they are yellow in this trailer, and looks very similar to the leaked designs that I have already leaked throughout my previous videos. So that then goes into question, is there a big time gap from when all of the Transformers go offline due to the apocalypse invasion of Earth? I can only assume so, because as we see here, Bumblebee is scanning for someone specific. However, in his data logs, it only comes up as Marissa Fairborn. If there is a time gap, Bumblebee may have known Andrea as a little girl or teenager. It's possible Marissa is much older, missing in action, or presumably dead. For all we know, Marissa could also be taken captive by the Legion, and we need to save her, which would be a solid setup for an emotional trip for Andrea. The other text we see on screen is simply scanning for humans at the center of the screen. From the leaked information, we know the character in the middle of the screen for the most part is Delvin. He is the engineer helping revive and repair any Transformers EDC comes into contact with. Now, keep in mind, Delvin is in fact not affiliated with EDC as far as we know, whereas everyone else in the shots throughout the announcement trailer showcase an EDC logo. In the very beginning of the game, the very first Transformer that is revived is in fact Bumblebee from my insider source, further confirming the point of view for the Autobot perspective throughout this entire trailer. My insider told me that at first, the Resistant team, also known as EDC, was hesitant on reviving the Transformers at first, as they could have been infected by the virus or the legion of enemies that await us throughout the destroyed Earth. At first they were like, no, this is not a good idea. You cannot revive the Transformers. You don't know if they're bad or good. So eventually they did decide to, as you saw in the announcement trailer. Now, let's quickly touch on some other things here. There are some content creators I've watched and are not looking very hard into the trailer. However, at the same time, you would have had to have deciphered some things in order to understand a little bit more about the game and trailer. At the same time, I can't fault anyone too much for not having researched anything about the game before this trailer. So, like I posted on Twitter, I'll say it here. Transformers Reactivate is not, and I'll repeat, is not a first-person shooter. I personally have seen older in-game screenshots, and the game is not an FPS. Anyone claiming the game is an FPS is very much wrong. The game is in third-person perspective, very similar to the looks of Transformers War for Cybertron and Transformers Fall of Cybertron by High Moon Studios. Even older 2017 documents confirm the game is a third-person shooter. I just wanted to clarify that because sometimes we can jump to conclusions before figuring out the end result. Even I do the same. Now, let's talk about our invaders a little. Knowing what I have mentioned already, I will share an in-game screenshot from 2 years ago. Keep in mind, this is a very early development screenshot, and the screenshots hold no final game copy result in terms of graphical perfection. I do not take this as a final product screenshot, and I urge you to tell other Transformers fans the same when presenting the screenshots to anyone. Now, the image you see on screen is very much outdated, but it is in a sense relevant. I can't tell you how I received this, but the enemies look very similar. As you can tell, nothing is finished. You can even see some polygons throughout areas, and it isn't even the final product. A ton of the destroyed buildings are throughout the area, trees growing in places where they really shouldn't be, with a massive towering ship in the background. Lately, I've been referring to this like the world engine in the Man of Steel movie. Even though it's not called that in Transformers Reactivate, it's a very similar concept, and its purpose is to turn Earth up into oblivion. This would also support my theory on the leaked storyline video that I made a while back. Now, I won't go into much other detail other than the fact that it is very dated. It seems throughout the gameplay portion of the game, Andrea will be working on comms with you a lot of the time to complete missions and objectives. As we know from past in-game screenshots, the game would have a party of 4, like Splash Damage has presented to us throughout documents. We will see in the party list in the top left-hand corner of our screen for us to be able to see leveling, other players, what their level are, their abilities, their health, etc. Each player for their original character is having 3 unique abilities, depending on the original character you choose to play as in-game. The announcement trailer suggests we will be in New York as the very first zone, and it is the main impact site of the Apocalypse event, just like in the announcement trailer. Let's talk about the world. From what my insider tells me, the world is massive, almost too massive a playground. However, I'm sure Splash Damage has since changed the level design. Now, as we know, you will be able to visit New York and Chicago in the very beginning stages of the game. As you progress with your character, you will slowly unlock the zones. However, as you progress throughout Earth, we will see the Earth is less and less recognizable. Meaning at some point we won't know where we are on Earth due to how destructive the world has become from the invasion. From cityscapes, sandy locations, and lava zones, Earth will have a completely transformed look in its own way due to the ongoing war against the Legion. In this information that comes directly from my insider about the world we will be roaming in. Now, the only locations I can confirm so far is New York, Chicago, and the obvious being across the world into Europe. However, let's say we reach the endgame and defeat our current enemies that have been keeping us captive for years on Earth. Is it possible that we will be going off-planet to visit other colonies? This would lead into Beast Wars territory, potentially seeing other colonies as well. I would love to know what Grimlock looks like in this universe. And as time goes on, it would be potentially leading into an expansion with Unicron. The universe for Transformers Reactivate is an expansive one, and I could see Splash Damage creating the ultimate Transformers video game that could last for months and years to come. If they play their cards right, Transformers Reactivate will be the game we deserve, as the CEO has claimed, and will create a new golden era for Transformers fans. Now, let's talk about those confirmed characters. Now I'm going to quickly cover confirmed characters and designs that could potentially still be in Splash Damage's game. So, what do you think about those characters so far? Are these characters' designs up to everyone's liking? I personally would love to play as Slipstream or Windblade. I really like their designs and would love to play as their characters in-game. Originally, when the game was first being developed, they didn't have a restriction on flying, so it was kind of broken the game a bit, being able to fly anywhere you wanted to. But as mentioned before, I'm sure Splash Damage has since updated the game to perfection. As always, if the leaks have proven anything up until this point, it is simply that they are a fact true. It simply depends on how much Splash Damage decided to scrap and, of course, what they decided to change or keep going forward. Let's talk about the closed beta test in 2023. Now, while Transformers Reactivate is most likely almost complete or completed, Splash Damage has publicly shared that they plan on having a closed beta test period sometime next year. When is unknown as of the making of this video. However, the moment the closed beta test is announced via official press information, I will share it with each and every one of you. Now, I'm not sure if they plan on having a review copy of the game closer to launch. However, I do hope that they allow content creators like myself to participate in such a test and or doing various other reviews before the game officially launches. Even if they plan on flying some content creators out to their studio, I would do it. Either way, my thoughts are the closed beta test period would start in sometime in April is my best guess. I feel like that would be a rough timeline when Splash Damage decides to talk more about the game. Maybe even share some more details as a New Year's Christmas gift for fans. Who knows? So Transformers fans, based on the information I've shared with everyone today, do you think Transformers Reactivate will be a dark game? We know Shockwave is up to something, considering the poster for the game is asking a question, are all dead? Which links back to a comic having Shockwave as the main character throughout it. However, in this time, it is a question, not a statement. Shockwave in the comic back in the 1980s is very sinister, wanting to kill everyone that stands in his way of his plans. However, I do find it interesting that Starscream was also featured with a newer take on Are All Dead in a 2008 comic. Now, while all are dead could have been a human carving those words into the Statue of Liberty's face, it could very well be Shockwave as the mastermind behind everything in this game. An experiment Shockwave is holding back from the rest of the EDC. Even from the leaked cutscenes, Starscream suspected Shockwave was up to something bad. Some have looked very closely at the poster from the game and thought, possibly humans are falling from the sky after being picked up by the Legion swarm. It is hard to tell, but right now all of the enemies in the sky are like shadow silhouettes, so it's difficult to see if they're human or not. If they are in fact humans falling from the sky, I wouldn't be surprised, and if the announcement trailer has anything to say about how dark and grim the Transformers game is going to be, we're in for the darkest and most badass Transformers game we will ever experience. That concludes my ultimate breakdown of not only the announcement trailer, but also sharing some old and newish information for Transformers Reactivate. I hope all of you enjoyed. Now, I know for a fact there are some things that I have missed, like for example, Burger. That is so ambiguous and vague that I can't even figure out what that means just yet. Things I am still researching and don't feel like mentioning just yet. If I did miss anything else in the announcement trailer or poster, please let me know in the comments section down below or on Discord. I would love to hear what kind of fan theories are going on, ideas and Easter eggs anyone else has come up with while taking a look at the game so far. Now, I do plan on creating a wallpaper engine backgrounds for everyone here. So if you own Wallpaper Engine on Steam, you could have a cool background for Transformers Reactivate very soon. I would love to even see what others decide to create just from the excitement for the game. I will be announcing when they will have being created in our Discord for Transformers Re-Energized Community Discord. So, as we conclude today's video, what kind of other trailer do you think that we will be receiving next? For me, I think a Decepticon trailer might be potentially in our future, as the first one featured an Autobot symbol. So, could we have deciphers for Decepticons next, potentially? Who knows? Maybe even a closed beta test trailer is the next announcement. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing all of you in Transformers Reactivate. This is RoboGamer1HD, over and out.